Hello, all. I would like to talk about this paper, which was sent to all by one of the students regarding Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google. And these are three areas that this paper is focusing: leadership, core values, and managerial strengths. And I visited actually Google around 3 years. I just drove through its company. It was about maybe 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And I went to San Francisco, and Silicon Valley is around 30 minutes in areas like Palo Alto, and in Southern California you drive about 45, 30 minutes, you get to Silicon Valley. And I think I discussed why it is called Silicon Valley. Anyhow, I intentionally went and drove through the area where Google is located. I also drove into the area which is more like a campus type of these companies actually are like that. You can drive, and because they are major big companies, you can drive just like you go to a big the kind of let's say square or somewhere, or and you drive there. And I drove through Google and Facebook and Apple. These companies are not far from each other, and very interesting place that to learn about it, and to do some research just for your own understanding. Now, about this AI and Gemini that Alphabet has before, excuse me, they called it Bard, but they changed it to Gemini, and therefore here there are three very interesting points have been mentioned here, which are very important: corporate innovation and empowerment. And we will talk about that and why they are so important. And it's a style of manager leadership that they have. They empower their employees. That's a very important issue. Many companies these days have found out that by empowering their employees, they can achieve more. And for that reason, they use it's a named flat organization structure. When they say flat, it's organizations, are more like a kind of triangle. At the very top is the boss, and then you come to the bottom, and when it is flat, that means that the issue of having a major boss and traditional hierarchical structure are minimized, which means suddenly you might have one employee who is a great employee who has a great idea. This person is being empowered rather than okay. Therefore, what they do is that they open communication channels across all levels. This is a very strong statement, and great thing to have for a company, because it allows the employees to express their opinions. And particularly it's a technology company, and they are always looking for new ideas. And that's why sometimes you might see someone who is a recent college graduate, and suddenly this recent college graduate might have a great idea regarding a product, regarding a design of something, and therefore it allows their employees, look at that, encourages, dedicate 20% of their work pursuing personal projects and ideas, which is great. Let's say there is one employee who is interested to develop games, for example. Google say, okay, no problem. We won't tell you what to do. Go, and if you think that's a good idea, we let you spend 20% of your time. Think about 20% of your time is that if you work 5 days a week, 20% of it is one day. Like imagine Mondays or Tuesdays, just you spend whatever you like to do, which is great, rather than trying to give them projects by the manager and tell them, yeah, it tells them you go. If you think you can come up with a good product or ideas, go for it, and which is great. And also they are using, and which is great, object data and analysis rather than solely individual opinions or seniority. Therefore, they are focusing on what data is saying, which is again a great idea. And as you see, it says ideas and contributions are valued, which means some people contribute significantly to organizations, but what happens, some other people go and get the credit for it. Or therefore, however, it is not the case here. If you come with a great idea, they come and they appreciate your work and your contribution, and therefore it is more important than having a hierarchical position. And this is a CEO, he is Sundar Pichai, and I read somewhere that maybe he resigns from his position, and therefore there was another person, I think many years ago, he did a good job also, I think his name was Schmidt. He was the, I think CEO, he resigned after him, this person came, and most likely he will leave. He is known for his democratic leadership approach, which is great. That means that they don't try to be more bossy. They try to, work with employees, and they hear what they say, and, seeking input from diverse perspective. Therefore, regarding the decision making, that is very important to involve the employees in the decision making. The organizations that many managers think they know too much and the employees don't understand anything, particularly in technology company, you know, can cause a lot of problem. And subsidiary, that means that each subsidiary has its own CEO. That means that rather than this Senor Pincha tries to say, I am the big boss, what it has done, he has provided some kind of independence among the subsidiary. That way they can decide, on their own of what they want to do rather than him going and, trying to be the big boss. Therefore, this is a smart strategy that the companies are using. Culture of empowerment, which already talked, has resulted in numerous successful innovations like Gmail. Suppose they allowed the people, how Gmail is successful. Many of you have Gmails. Therefore, what did they do? They went to the employees and say, you come up with your own idea, we will support it. Most likely some employees came with the, spent 20% of their time. They came with Gmail, they came with Google Maps. If they were trying to be very bossy and they were trying to push the employees in the directions that they wanted, this would never have had happened. Ranked highly employee satisfaction survey. Therefore, employees are very happy with the organization, and the company is agile and can adopt because of that flat structure that we said that it is not like a triangle. And then democratic leadership, focus on innovation and employee power, empowerment. These are three very strong, issues related to this company, great company. And in fact, the first time I heard about Google was 1999 or 2000. I had a friend who had gone to California, to San Francisco actually, and he told me that he came and took me to a library and said he wanted to show me something and showed me, he typed google.com. I was very impressed what he did. And he said, this is a great search engine. And, it took many years for the people, it took 2, 3, 4 years for the people to figure out such a great company it is, and then it became public. It has a good story, the way it started between, two people. One of them was actually a student of University of Maryland, and he moved to San Francisco and went to many of these students go to a university in California, Stanford University, which is great in supporting, supporting technology people. And also there are venture capitalists there that they have money, and as soon as they find a good ideas, good companies, they heavily invest in it. And therefore, when these two students went to, I believe, went to that university, their professors, suddenly noticed that they have great ideas. They helped them to, start this company, and they were, I think, PhD students. They quit their school. I mean, it happens a lot. They go to a university. That happened to Facebook as well. Mark Zuckerberg went to Harvard. As soon as he had the idea, he felt that there is an opportunity. He quit the job and went for his company. These are great discussions. We want you to learn about these companies as much as you can.